Hello y'all, this is the Hearts of Iron format Ancient Regime. It takes place in a world where the American Revolution and the French Revolution both failed. Continuing on to the select country screen, we have 5 notable nations here, and they are the French Republic, the Kingdom of America, the Commonwealth of England, the Holy Roman Empire, and the Russian Empire. This modification is in a demo state, and it's largely unpolished, but it does have potential, and I am having to run this on the By Blood Alone version of Hoi 4 since that is the last version of the game. This mod has been, well, Ancient Regime has been updated to as of recording, and I might as well go over some of the events of this timeline, because although the French and American revolutions failed, that's been like over a century ago, so some things are the same as they were back then, but there is some differences as well. So first off, we have, well, border-wise anyway, and who's the world powers and whatnot. So first off, we have the Commonwealth of England, and they have not had a fun time because in the last 3 decades they've had 2 civil wars, and they lost the British Empire, and there's an independent Scotland and Ireland. Then moving on to France, the French Republic, they had a monarchy, but it was overthrown in the late 1800s, and Otto von Bismarck may have been involved in that, and they're Jacobin in terms of ruling ideology, who I guess is like a anti-monarchy ideology in this world, I'm not really sure. But then we have the Holy Roman Empire. This is the Austrian Habsburgs, and they are controlling the empire out of Austria, of course, and they have Hungary and parts of Italy. And so in this timeline, the Prussians were sidelined after a failed effort by Bismarck, and so they're kind of just existing within the HRE now. And then we have the Russian Empire, who had some sort of civil war, and the Romanovs were kicked out of power. There was some kind of Jacobin republic for a short while, then the Austrians intervened, and in return they got all of the eastern territories of the Russian Empire. And then let's go over to America, which is ruled, I think, by the descendants of Benjamin Franklin through his son William Franklin, who was a notable loyalist leader in the American Revolution, which in our timeline it succeeded, so he was exiled to London. But here it succeeded, and I should also note that slavery by 1936 is still legal in the Kingdom of America, in this monarchist America calls economics. Even though it's terrible, it's money. That's why it's still legal, essentially, in the most simplified of terms. And besides that, there's no Napoleon in this world. The opportunity for him to come to power in France, and he did not really come to power here because, yeah, that opportunity didn't exist. And I might as well check out the technology now. Well, ideologies first. We have Jacobin, we have labor collectivists, which is kind of like communism maybe. There is integral nationalist, which is the far right ideology of this mod. It's kind of like the equivalent of fascism, but it may not entirely be like fascism. We have constitutional monarchist and autocratic monarchist, and then we have in the tech tree, might as well see that. We just have what the focus tree was like in vanilla Hoi 4 as, in vanilla Hoi 4 as of By Blood Alone, so there's no major differences there. And do we have any factions in the world? I'm not entirely sure. Let me see here, and I'm not sure. So we have, I don't know, let me find out. There is no starting factions, or is there? I don't believe there is. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But we might as well check out all the countries here and who leads them. So let's start in South America, then go over to Africa. So beginning in northern South America, we have Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, Guyana, which controls, I think, French South Africa. Well, not South Africa, but French South America and British South America, which is interesting. In Dutch South America, we have Peru, Bolivia, Paraguay, Argentina, Uruguay, and Chile. And I should note the Brazilian monarchy still exists by 1936 in this timeline, and in real life they were gone by this point because, well, I mean, it involved Pedro of Brazil. I think it was Pedro the First. Yeah, because, yeah, the monarchy was gone by then. So Pedro III is in charge here, and let's go over to Africa now. And I think the scramble for Africa may have been less effective, or it's just the British Empire collapsed and all their holdings kind of broke away by 1936. So we have the Kingdom of Morocco, Algeria, Spain, Spanish Morocco essentially. There is Tunisia, Libya, led by a monarch. We have the Kingdom of Egypt, the Ethiopian Empire, Zanzibar, Uganda, There is Rwanda, Burundi, the Kingdom of the Congo, the Kanem-Bornu Empire, the Sokoto Caliphate. We have the French Republic and some parts of West Africa. There's the Ashanti Empire, the Mali Confederated Tribes, well, Mali Confederated Tribes, however you say. There's Portuguese Guinea. There's the Imamate of Fota Dajalan, I can't say that, but can't pronounce it. We have Mauritania, and I'm hoping I'm not missing any countries here. We have the Slaver Kingdoms in, I guess, part of the Congo and Central Africa. There's Portuguese Angola and Mozambique. We have Zimbabwe, and there is the United Afrikaner Republics in South Africa, and there is the Marana Kingdom in Madagascar. And then let's move over to Australia now. We have the Kingdom of Australia, who controls Papua, and they control New Zealand and Australia. It's a monarchy, which I don't really know what the deal is there. I guess it's like a rump state of the British Empire. Not really sure. We have Ostindia, which is, it's actually, that's like German, I believe. It's basically the Russian East Indies, more or less. And we have the Republic of Malaysia, and some of this stuff maybe like placeholders, because this is, like I said before, this mod is in a demo state, so some things are unpolished in a way. We have the Philippines, they're independent. We have the French Republic in Indochina. There is Siam, Burma. There's the big Republic of China. The Republic of China is united in this world, but they're notably smaller because Russia has really just shaved off northern China, hasn't it? They've taken Manchuria, Mongolia, and that is just such a small China. I mean, they're still huge. They have tons of manpower, but the Russian Empire just took a big chunk out of the northern half of the country. We have Japan, and they have no Taiwan, but they do have Korea and a few islands in the Pacific. What in the world is going on with India? I mean, the British Empire was lost in ancient regimes, so maybe that has to do with it. So starting from the south, we have the French-controlled Maldives right here, assuming I can click on them. Yeah, there we go. We have there's the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka and Ceylon, and we have the Free Army of India, Mysore, Hyderabad. I guess the nobility who is associated with the British are kind of independent now. There is Maratha, the Republic of Orissa, the Lucknow Commune. We have the Government Commission of Bengal, and that's like a vestige of the UK here in the Indian subcontinent, maybe. We have Nepal, Bhutan is here. Then moving on, we have Gwalior. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing these place names, but we have Bharata. There is Porbandar, the new state. Interesting. We have the Sikh Empire, Jammu and Kashmir, the Satyagraha movement in Peshawar, and we have the Republic of Pakistan. And then going more into the Middle East, there's Afghanistan, Iran, there's the United Arab Kingdoms in, I guess it's like a Hashemite state, in Syria, Jordan, Palestine, and Iraq, and their capital is Baghdad. In the Arabian Peninsula, we have Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman. We got the Suez Authority, who controls the Suez Canal. Then we have Greek Cyprus. There is Turkey. I do not know what happened with the Ottoman Empire in this world, but they don't exist by 1936. Then getting more into Europe, we have the huge Russian Empire, who dominates the, I guess, Siberia, parts of China, and Central Asia, and the Caucasus. And they are absolute monarchist, and they are in, I guess, the Red Army remnants is like they're just what's left of the Red Army from a Russian civil war. And as I said before, the Romanovs were kicked out of power, and they were restored by the Austrians. And we have Finland here, and then in the Balkans we have Romania, Bulgaria, the Kingdom of Greece, Albania, Yugoslavia, and in Eastern Europe there's the Margraviate of Ukraine, the Margraviate of Belarus, and the Margraviate of Baltica, and they are all guaranteed their independence by the Holy Roman Empire, who's led by Franz Ferdinand I, who I believe in our timeline he was shot, and that was the cause of World War I. Basically, a whole web of alliances there. We have Switzerland, and Italy wasn't united in ancient regime. It looks like we have the Grand Duchy of Tuscany, at least by 1936. There's the Papal States, Abruzzo. There is the Puggian Workers' Republic, the Kingdom of Naples, very small Kingdom of Naples, the Calabria Republic. We have Sicily, which is integral nationalist, and there is the HRE Sardinia and the Corsican Republic, which is independent. Then we have, going more into Western Europe, we have the French Republic, Spain, the French Republic in Spain, who I think is led by a Carlist monarch. Very interesting. We have the Portuguese Republic, so no monarchy there. Then going up north into the Nordic regions in Northern Europe, we have the Kingdom of Denmark-Norway. That's Denmark and Norway, obviously. There's Sweden, Finland, and then in the British Isles, we have the Commonwealth of England and the Scottish state, which is integral nationalist. There is Ireland, and going across the Atlantic, there is Danish, Denmark, well, Danish, Norwegian, Iceland, and Greenland. And we have Canada in North America. Then going to Central America, we have southern part of North America. We have Mexico and the Zapatistas, how you say it, the Zapatistas. They control the Yucatan Peninsula as well as, wow, they're pretty large, honestly. And they are a labor collectivist state, and they control the Yucatan Peninsula. There's Guatemala. We have British Honduras. Well, it's controlled by the Commonwealth of England, one of their last overseas possessions, I would think. So there's British Honduras, controlled by the Commonwealth of England. El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. We have the whole gang here. I guess they built the Panama Canal in this world, or just something like that, or they don't even have a canal. I don't know. I don't even think they may have one, or maybe they do. But whatever, we have Panama, the whole Central America country gang is here. It seems that there is a Spanish presence in the Caribbean in this timeline by 1936, as well as a French one. Then we have the Dominican Republic, there's Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, and we do have an independent Kingdom of Hawaii, who is constitutional monarchist. And then going into what would be the U.S. by 1936, in our own world, we have a Seminole country in Florida. There's the Kingdom of America on the East Coast and part of the Midwest. Then we have the Republic of Texas. There's the Seven Council Fires, which I guess is like a Sioux tribe state, perhaps. And there's the Oregon Territories, and they're a puppet of the Russian Empire. And speaking of the Russian Empire, they do control Alaska by the game starts. So we have, I should know there's like some no man's land, or just no one controls it. Nobody controls Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, Utah. There's no Wyoming, Montana. I wonder if this timeline had Mormonism. I don't really know. Just wondering. But yeah, with that, this has been Ancient Regime. If you enjoyed the mod, you can check it out in the video description. The link to it is there. If you enjoyed the video itself, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.